Go. Go.
You know, as a reviewer, I have rules and I have standards. You know, a couple of those rules would be one, before you review a game, play it in its entirety, complete the game. Now, I'm not saying you need to find every Easter egg and play every single side mission, you know, every secondary objective, but you do have to complete the game most of the times because games like Final Fantasy and Skyrim and such games aren't really the easiest things to finish. But most games like this, Killzone Shadowfall, you know, you play it through to the end. And the second rule is, well, you play on the hardest setting. You know, you don't play a game on normal or easy and then attempt to review it. Because if you do both of those things I mentioned, then you're not going to be in a position to give an honest review because you don't really know what's going on. You didn't play it on the hardest setting, so you don't know what exactly the difficulty level truly has to offer, which I believe all games were meant to be played on the hardest setting. If you don't play the game in its entirety, then you might start playing the game and think to yourself, hey, this is a good game, this is an okay game, and whatever. It's a great game, it's a bad game. But then things happen later on in the game that could change that. So you need to see it through to the end. Well, that's just my opinion. People do whatever they want to do, because today anybody with a webcam, a good video card and whatever can start posting videos on YouTube as reviewers. So I guess you do whatever you want to do, but that's just my opinion. Complete the game at least. Now, secondly, now Killzone Shadowfall. Fine, it's the last stage. Basically, I'm playing as Echo exacting revenge on this guy who killed Kellen. The guy who basically grew him up from when he was a kid. Now you have 3 objectives on this stage. It's more like 4, but they only outline 3. 1, you disable a security camera. 2, you disable another security camera. And then you find a sniper rifle. So far I've disabled one of the cameras. I'm not certain why exactly it is that I need to disable the security camera, but whatever. I'm heading for the second one now. The whole stealth thing in Killzone is kind of iffy. Because, I mean, right now, I'm not too sure exactly how close or how far I should stand or stay from a civilian or a guard. You know, I'm not sure. Because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the guards are as dumb as a box of nails, sometimes they're a bit sharper. But I'm heading for the second camera now. At one point, I kind of overestimated the intelligence of these guards. You know, I thought they would have been a whole lot smarter, so I approached it with a lot of caution, even more caution than I needed to. But, whatever. Okay, I'm going to disable the second one now. And so the only thing left to do is to get the sniper rifle and then get in position to take this guy out at the podium. I hope you guys paid attention to the spoiler alert at the start. Like I said before, this is the last stage. Final level. I kind of got a bit confused for a second and lost my bearings. But I figured it out, how to get up into that field there. Whatever it is. And why anyone would put the sniper rifle all the way up there is beyond me. I mean, I'm thinking, why not just put the sniper rifle at the vantage point, at the point that you're going to take the guy out. I mean, come on. But whatever, if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. So I need to head up in here now and get the sniper rifle. Like I said, I kind of overestimated the whole awareness and alertness and intelligence of the guards. So I was more cautious than I needed to be. This guy here was like my main concern, because based on where he's looking, I don't really see how it's possible, even with this cloaking device, to get around him. But like I said, dumb as a box of nails. Because this cloaking device, you know, you're not invisible. It's kind of like Predator from in the 80s, you know. You can see him. It's just really good camouflage, I guess, like a chameleon. But I figured it out. I went around to this side. He was still looking in my direction, but I figured to myself, okay, these guys are idiots. I don't know how he didn't see this. I mean, the vent opened by itself or whatever, but that's fine. I got the sniper rifle, and it's just to head back. It's just to get back in position. Still, you know, guys, this isn't the first time I tried this level. I wasn't sure if I could actually make it. I still wasn't too certain of the alertness and the awareness of the guards. So these two guys worried me for a bit. But then I figured, hey, you know, this is kind of dragging itself on a bit long now anyway, so it's time to go. He didn't see me, that's fine. Need to head to the right down here. This guard is there with his back turned to me, but then he flips around, so gotta back up. Watch out for that idiot. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining if these guys are idiots, because to be honest with you, I'm not one of those gamers who complain too much about bad AI, bad enemy AI, because I don't really need the enemy to be like the sharpest tools in the shed, you know. They get too smart, then the game gets ridiculously difficult, because it's not like they're getting smart and you're getting smart, because developers have a way of neglecting AI when it comes to your part. Like, your character has very little AI. There's very little things that your character does by himself that you don't instruct him to do or direct him to do or input button commands for him to do, like reload faster sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Do certain things smarter, like in Killzone, hold your head a little bit lower when behind cover. So yeah, AI is really subjective, because yeah, you can complain that the enemy AI isn't really that great, but then if you think about it, your character's AI isn't that great, because you're not in the game to actually do everything. You can't do everything imaginable that you could think of. You're still restricted to certain movements that the devs have given you access to. So there's lots of stuff I'd like my characters to do by himself that he doesn't do. So yeah, I don't complain too much about AI where the enemy is concerned, because my character's AI is never really that great anyway. But yeah, I found myself in the build to where the sniper point is finally. Yeah, I was kind of confused a bit, moved back and forth, but I got it now. I'm gonna head right to the sniper vantage point. It's time to set up. Just press O, adjust scope, and you know, you'd think that after all this running around that she'd be in a hurry now that she's finally in position, but whatever, she's taking her time. And again, I'll have to say I can't understand why the sniper rifle wasn't put here to begin with, but whatever. So we're looking for this guy here at the podium. Not him, but yeah, him. Now, this guy, he really deserved it. Play the game through, and you'll see why. So we'll line him up now. Yeah. Nice slow motion shot, kind of reminds me of the sniper games, with the exclusion of the testicular damage and the whatnot, x-ray shots with all the gore and whatnot. I'd like to have seen it here, because trust me, this guy deserved it. Here we go, and bam. And now the credits roll. So that's it for this episode of End Credits. You know, you can see the entire review of Killzone Shadowfall on the Lab Video Game TV, the next episode. If you're in Jamaica, Flow TV channel 100, Mondays at 7 p.m, Wednesdays at 7:30, and Saturdays at 10:30 p.m. Until next time, this is the Sage saying thanks for watching, and thanks for playing.
Go.